Greetings, heroes and Force users of all ages. Welcome back to Inside the Tauntaun, a podcast in the multiverse of fandom. I'm Alyssa Simmons, and I'm joined today by my two pals. You heard that right. Two pals, Dino Nicandros. And Daniel Dawson.
Hello there.
And today, we're talking episode 1 of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. This is episode 1, A Normal Amount of Rage, directed by Kat Coiro, written by Jessica Gao. And by God, we're Marvel fans.
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
I am Iron.
I thought this smelled bad. On the outside.
Smells like a new car in here.
Inside the Tauntaun, this is our opening song. Alyssa, Daniel, Dino, talking nerd stuff, come along. Inside the Tauntaun podcast, please like and subscribe.
Oh,
Ben!
my.
How dare you?
Been
Us like that for so long.
years.
You leave and the whole show flies off the handles. You know
It's
you're
true.
our anchor, damn it.
You
Well,
are,
that's not
it's
true. You have survived just swimmingly.
Well, we aren't dead. That's true.
It
No.
didn't kill us, but
We
nearly.
didn't die.
It has been a summer.
Yeah, you've been so
In
busy.
summer. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, busy and just some other crap.
Yeah. I was going to say, how detailed
You
are we
wanna-
getting here?
You want to talk about it?
We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
But,
just use your
I'm
imagination.
glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Imagination.
Well, we're glad you're back. We missed you.
Yeah.
And just in time for a slew of new
slur?
shows and movies and
yeah, you came at the right time.
things are happening now.
And that's what she said.
They
Sorry.
they really are. It's about to get seriously busy inside this Tauntaun because
And it
I'm
was already
alright.
warm.
Late.
it was
warm in
already
here.
super toasty, and now
Thick
it's
and
just
soupy.
gross.
Eh.
Yuck.
Well,
Little
and-
chunky.
And I know you guys have addressed this a bit on the podcast, and I was telling Alyssa and Daniel before
Yeah.
we started the recording that I have yet to listen to the last episode because I'm literally avoiding spoilers for a movie I have not seen yet.
Oh
can't
my
bel- I mean-
I
God.
still have not seen Thor, and
Unbelievable.
it's very strange because
Inconceivable.
it's usually a night one sort
Yeah,
of
you're always opening night or the day after.
situation. And I
You
have
couldn't
managed to
even-
go over a month.
Wow.
And
I mean, it's still in theaters though, right?
it is.
Just
And
barely.
on one of my days off here, I'm finally going to.
It definitely
to do
still
it.
deserves a theater going experience, I think.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. And wait,
Fine.
I'm curious. Has there been any Marvel films that you have missed in theaters?
Missed in theaters.
I mean, I know of one. I still haven't seen Morbius. Morbius.
Well, that doesn't count.
Well,
Yeah,
especially
you're
because
right.
you called it the
doesn't
wrong.
count.
If you called it the wrong name, I'm gonna say you probably don't
Mobius.
care about it that much.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
That does
Leave
not
it.
count.
I don't
Mostly
think it.
leave
I
it.
don't think it counts.
No, I think I saw all of them in theaters.
Wow. Well, don't stop now.
No.
Time's
no.
a ticking there, Dino.
Yeah.
How are you both?
Oh man,
Oh. Well,
I'm sitting in a car
Daniel
a
is in a
podcast
car.
in the
It's
middle
so
of I'm not
weird.
really sure. I think on the corner of basically where the 5 and the 605 intersect.
This is a really weird.
Listen, you guys, it's very hard to get the three of us together. So when the three of you say that you want to do a podcast, I am going to pull over and whip out my computer and make it happen.
Fine.
He's nothing if not dedicated to Inside the Tauntaun, for sure.
I will not miss an episode. Even though, I did
wow.
miss that one, which is very sad. It's a blemish on my career that I will never erase.
Yeah, we docked your pay that day. So
I mean, I just haven't
When-
been taking salary for the last month, so
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I went from
Love
$0 to owing dollars now.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
wow.
sad. But yes,
Just getting
all that ad money.
in short, I'm doing well, and I'm very happy that you're here, Dino.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
In short, I'm also doing well. I'm busy and tired, but I would rather be busy and tired than
It's true.
I'd rather be busy and tired.
Well,
That's a deep
should
dive.
we? That's a very deep dive.
Super. deep.
Should we talk about She-Hulk? I guess
Oh, is that
She-Hulk.
what we're
that's
talking
why
about?
that's why we're here
Whoa.
today. Well, I suppose we should start with our first normal section, general
Whoa.
thoughts.
General Kenobi, we've been waiting.
All right,
for
let's hear
you.
him. Let's hear your general thoughts.
Well, generally, I liked it.
No, that's why I
okay,
wanted to make that the sound clip so you would stop saying that.
Oh, damn it! I'm still not getting it right. I was gonna say my general thought. I think so far. I mean, I understand it is the overall theme of the show is comedy. Like they're doing a comedy.
Correct.
And they even sort of like say that much in the show, like
They
sort
do.
of meta wise.
Mm-hmm.
The only time this isn't necessarily a problem, you know, like I think that's the hard thing with like comedies. I'm like crossing my arms. I'm like, all right, make me laugh, you know. But like the only time I think I actually laughed out loud, which is hard to do when you're watching a show by yourself. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but like when you're with friends, like you always
yeah,
will
sure.
laugh way
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
But yes, the only time that I think I found myself laughing out loud, this may be getting a little too specific and not as general, but it was the very, very last line of the show.
Yeah, the
In the
post-credit
post-credit,
scene.
Yeah.
In the
Sure.
post-credit scene, yes. I was like, what? That actually made me guffaw. That was very, very funny. But yeah, I think that she's fantastic. I think that her and Bruce Banner's banter is super cute. And it's a fun setup for the show. But yeah, we basically just watched like sort of like felt like a prequel to
Mhm.
the show, like a prologue of sorts.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Was that general
Dino.
enough?
That was general, except for that
Quite.
specific Kenobi
Super specific
part.
thing I did.
Specific Kenobi.
Yeah. I enjoyed myself. I kind of like Daniel. I found myself. It's more a show you smirk at. Like it's
Mhm.
the dialogue is super
smirk.
snappy, and
A smirky comedy,
Uh,
yeah.
Tatiana Maslany is super charming, and yeah, she and Mark Ruffalo play really well off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I like after all of the insanity of like the cosmic and multiversal stories we've been experiencing these last few months, I like that we're back in grounded, a little more grounded territory, and kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say a little more grounded.
exploring again a post blip world,
Mhm.
and getting insight not only into her transformation, but also getting a deeper understanding of what Bruce was up to during that time. And
Yeah.
got some
Which
cool answers.
I mean, I was just about to say, like, most of the other shows have been dealing with like grief and loss and
Yeah.
like the dealing of the aftermath, that kind of. And this, I was gonna say, oh, this didn't really have that much, but actually with Bruce Banner, there was a bit of that, like kind of talking about like what he went through and talking about Tony.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if that's all that we're gonna see of that, like was just this first episode, and I wonder how much more we're actually gonna see of Bruce if that was gonna be it.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll see much more of him, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Which is fine.
It's not his
Yeah.
show, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
come on.
Yeah.
What did you think, Alyssa?
I enjoyed myself. I really
I
like.
mean, for a woman who this is like your favorite comic.
This is
too,
one of my
so-
absolute favorite comics, Sensational She-Hulk in particular. So that's the 89. It started in 89. 89 to 93 is when that comic ran.
Hmm.
And Yeah,
You sounded
well,
like you were gonna cry
well,
just now.
I'm really emotional about She-Hulk. No, I just got like a little bubble in my throat, and so it made it sound like I was gonna cry.
I just love it so much.
And Jennifer Walters.
My mother used to read it to me.
No, it's not that serious.
Uh,
Yeah, so I think that style-wise, this show, we on our Instagram, if you follow us on Instagram, I created a little She-Hulk for Dummies slideshow, which kind of took you through some of
At
the
Inside the Tauntaun podcast.
Yes, that's where we are.
Get in there.
Yeah, just sort of some like basic comic history because we didn't have time to do a full She-Hulk for Dummies episode.
Right.
So we put
Which
that.
honestly, I need one.
Well, if you have any questions while we're going through this, I'll be happy to answer
Oh,
them.
I will. Don't you worry.
So they're definitely leaning into the 89 run of the comics where she is it's almost satirical because she's aware that she's a comic book character.
Right.
And
she is breaking the fourth wall.
and she
in
breaks the
comic,
fourth
too.
wall. She talks to the audience. Like there are parts. It's very fun. Like there are parts of the comic where she's like ripping through the advertisements to be like, move on to the next like page of book. Like it's very like it's very tongue in cheek, and I think that
Meta.
yes, extremely meta. And so stylistically, I think that they're in a good place with
Cool.
that. For me, it didn't feel like it was like too much or too little. I liked
Sure.
that the show started off with her talking to camera and being like, you know what, actually I'm going to back up and tell you what happened, because that's very, very much so in the style of the comic.
Right.
And
literally stating what the show is going to be.
and
like,
exactly,
like,
just being like,
mhm.
it's this is a comedy, but like let's be like this
It's
is
a lawyer
This is
comedy.
a lawyer comedy. And
Yeah, right.
and I loved when in the Mexico scene with her and Bruce, which appeared to be the first time that she was like fully cognizant of the camera.
Mhm.
She like
Mhm.
made a quippy comment to
Right.
camera and then like did like a double take like back, like, did I just talk to you? And so it was like that was very cute. I think that she's incredibly charming, and I think that so far she totally understands who this character is. My
For
main
sure.
concern going into this,
Yeah, she seems super comfortable in it.
yeah, she really is, and it's like it just
Like
seems
she's
like
been in it for a while
yeah, it
already,
seems
which
like
is
she's
good.
been like
Right,
in this character
right.
for years, which is always a lovely thing to watch in the
Mhm.
first season of something. Because all of these other,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
mostly other than you know, Miss Marvel and like putting Kate Bishop in and stuff, like all of these other actors have had so long to live in these characters
Right.
to then have to
Yeah.
then do them in TV form.
Right.
But to have her be a brand
do
new
'em.
character in TV, it's really cool. Yeah, like you both, I loved her chemistry with Mark Ruffalo, and yeah, my main concern was that I was going to be like really bummed and distracted by the CGI.
Sure.
Just based on the trailers that we have seen, and
Yeah, so how do you think it
I-
fared
I-
like
I
at least
think-
post commercial?
I think that they improved some stuff. I don't think it's perfect.
They yeah, I think so too.
I don't think it's perfect, but I do. It wasn't
Yeah.
distracting to me. So for me, if it's like so
Same.
distracting to the point where I'm like, I can't even pay attention to this actual scene because I'm like, I'm just watching two weird green computer people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
I
didn't
think they probably
distract
did a smart
me.
thing.
So
I feel like they did a smart thing by really front loading us with a lot of scene work between the two of them
Mhm.
Yeah.
as
Yep.
you know, because I think that they sort of were like desensitizing us to all of it. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know
I think
if that
so,
was purposeful,
too.
but it felt that way.
And in the comics, as we saw in this first episode, she is able to transition between, you know, her She-Hulk form and regular Jennifer Walters, which she still regains
Yeah.
Jennifer Walters' consciousness as She-Hulk, which is a difference between her and Bruce.
I think it's really cool because I this again I'm not getting the 101 She-Hulk for Dummies episode, I think I just didn't realize like how much more superior in so many ways that she seems to be to Hulk.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very, very cool.
So I think, that's a great way to word it, Daniel. They just sort of like desensitized us to all of the greenness, and then, and then the rest of the show, we're obviously not going to see her in She-Hulk form. She-Hulk arm. All the time because she, transitions back and forth.
Yes. I'm actually curious too, because do you happen to know, like as far as like breaking the fourth wall goes, if because I know that Deadpool did it, but Deadpool came after She-Hulk, right?
The comics?
Yeah.
I believe so, because I think that the 89, like there are definitely comics have been around for so long. There have definitely been like characters that have acknowledged the audience,
so
but not in the way that oh gosh, I'm gonna mess up his name. His last name is Byrne.
Good old Byrne.
Good old Byrne. Let me pull it up right now.
Bernie
that's
Sanders.
Important. No.
Bernadette Peters.
John Byrne was the creator, writer, and artist for the
She-Hulk.
89 run.
Gotcha.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Not the original Savage She-Hulk, which is the first run of the comic, but Sensational.
I wonder if he.
So John Byrne's his whole thing was just is very, So my I guess to wrap up my really long general thoughts, the thing that I'm happiest about is that the overall style and vibe of the show is matching the comic.
Gotcha.
That's good.
So that's something that I'm very happy about right off the bat.
That's great. I'm just now realizing that I probably look like I'm spying on this neighborhood.
Oh, God. He's on a stakeout.
So you have like professional recording equipment in your car.
God. CIA surveillance van.
Well, if Daniel...
I'm making all of these people so nervous. These people are coming
God.
home from, whatever their like
Yoga
family functions are, and they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine.
It is something.
So, should we hop over to this next news segment that we do?
Yeah.
That we do now?
We do.
It's called
Oh no.
Harder.
No.
No. Higher. Faster. No. High.
Higher, further,
Thank you.
faster, baby.
Thanks,
my
Dino. God, Daniel.
Listen, remember when I said that I need to write all the things down
Well, this is maybe why recording in the car is a bad choice.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
haven't
that's
been
fair.
here in 2 months.
And he knew the name of it. Okay, yeah, this is...
We've only done it once.
So this is our new-ish segment where we, one of us will tell you the plot of what we're covering.
And by one of us.
I mean me this week. So one of you start the timer, and I'm going to tell you
I
what
got this.
happened.
I'm going to do a Siri.
Okay.
She's going to do it. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, tell me when.
Set timer for 1 minute. Go!
Okay, so we meet Jennifer Walters, and she's a lawyer. She's practicing her closing arguments, and then she talks to the camera, and she's like, "Oh, you're not going to understand this. I got to go back in a little second." And they're like... And then she and Bruce are driving in the car, and she's talking about her theories about Captain America, which is super funny. And then all of a sudden, a Sakaran spaceship comes, and their car crashes, and she's trying to get Bruce to safety, and he bleeds on her. Oh, now she's going to be a Hulk kind of too. And then she has a weird bar scene, and then she wakes up in Bruce's secret lab in Mexico, and he's like, "I'm going to train you. Here are all these books." And she's really good at being a Hulk and not acting like a baby like he acts like a baby. And she's still conscious as Jennifer Walters, and she's like in shape and throwing 5 seconds?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then
3
she's
seconds.
like, "I'm going to go back and be a lawyer." And then Tatiana comes in the courtroom, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm the She-Hulk."
That's it. That's time. Okay.
God.
Okay, good.
I
That's chaotic.
thought you said 40 seconds like way sooner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I got it in because there really
yeah,
was
yeah.
there really wasn't
you know,
much plot, to be honest.
That should actually be called General, like General Kenobi.
That should be called.
Wow.
Wow, that was significantly more stressful than I thought it was going to be.
Oh
You
my god,
sounded
I was
stressed.
sweating. I mean, it's hot in here, but holy
Well,
shit.
That was the episode. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. So those were the main plot.
Yeah, the
points.
main plot points for sure.
I
What do we talk about now? One of the things that hit me the hardest in there, the thing that like I wasn't really expecting the show to be about, which it sounds like it could be later on. I assume because they made kind of a big deal about it, but made me go like ooh, was the idea about her blood being like, you know, potentially like used against, you know, or using for negative, nefarious,
yeah,
whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's interesting, you know, because we have we have the super serum that's flying around out there now, and now we may eventually, assumedly, somebody's gonna get a hand on her blood at some point. That's probably gonna happen.
Well, there was something else interesting that I noted when Bruce was kind of explaining, you know, the makeup of her blood and synthesizing genes. And that struck me because
Are you
if
thinking
you all remember back to Miss Marvel, they dropped a little bomb that her origin might be different than we've come to understand in the comics, and that she's a mutant.
So are you feeling that this might be a mutation of
the way
her
they
gene?
describe, the way just Bruce, and this could be digging too deep, but the way Bruce described
I don't think you're wrong.
synthesizing genes, I was like, could the Hulks be mutants in the
Some
Marvel
capacity.
Cinematic Universe?
Yeah.
I think it's because there's probably there's gonna be different I don't know, not spectrum, that's not the right word, but just different categories of mutants, I guess. Like the mutants that were like, you know, just I was born this way, and then there's gonna be like the mutants that were like sort of like some kind of cataclysmic event or whatever
event
it was,
or
like,
lab made or what have you.
Totally. So yeah, I think you're right. I think that that they totally could be argued. At least now, She-Hulk, like in my eyes, for sure. Maybe not like Bruce Banner, but yeah, I think that.
Yeah, one thing that is different here, from the comics. We've got some laughing friends. Do you need to check on something?
No, these are castmates who are
just having a good time
very loudly.
Well,
in the room with you?
No. Thin walls.
They're just like, you're an idiot.
Probably.
Look at you and your stupid microphone.
Little podcast.
Me.
So in the comic, it's not an accidental blood cross contamination.
It's like a literal transfusion, right?
Yeah, she is shot by someone who was after her father, who had already passed at that point, and the only way for her to be saved was through a transfusion from Bruce. So it wasn't accidental.
Like...
She like wakes up and is like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I had to give you a transfusion, and I don't know how you've reacted to that yet." And then she becomes the
Well, this
She-Hulk.
is actually kind of cool because in this way, because in that it's sort of like damsel in distress, but this
this
feels
was like she was literally trying to save him. Yeah.
And
I
in
liked.
essence,
I
she
liked
kind of
that.
did because her blood now fixed him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did I understand that right? Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought is like so she her new like, you know, variant gene has like some kind of healing properties to it, which is like so interesting. Is it that way in the comics as well?
Yes.
As far as it does have that too.
Yeah.
That's really dope. But also I don't know why I just never, because we know that like the Hulk is more or less invulnerable, like he can kind of withstand almost anything. but yeah, they are vulnerable as people, and
Mhm.
I think I always just assume that, like, at the drop of a hat, like, they could always become the Hulk, so regardless of the situation, they'll always be fine. But, like, what if somebody puts them to sleep while they're a human? I don't know. All those thoughts never went through my head until now, and I was like, oh shit, they're actually, like, legit vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, one thing that I kind of hope they explore in this series is the idea that her Hulk form gets stronger as Jennifer Walters gets stronger. So, like, when
Wait, stronger, like physically,
physically, yeah, like,
Oh,
so
interesting.
when Jennifer, like, trains, like, boxes in the comics, she's trained by, like, Gamora and Captain America, like,
Dope.
so as her, like, human form also, like, increases in strength, her She-Hulk form, like, levels up as well. So that's kind of like an interesting thing that we haven't seen done in live action before.
Yeah.
Is the idea that, like, training your human form also trains your non.
It transfers.
Oh,
No, I think we lost our friend.
we did. All right, let's stop our recording. So, unfortunately, Dino left the building.
He left us.
He left
He
us.
left us.
He's in the middle of nowhere, and his Wi-Fi is just truly awful. So
I knew it was too good to be true.
we're happy that we had him for the first 25 minutes, and
it was a nice 20 minutes.
maybe he'll come back. We'll see. I sure hope
Don't give
so.
me those false hopes.
Anyhow,
Okay.
but we figured we should keep talking about this, and that's just the way it has to be today.
Just a fool's hope.
So,
Where were we?
we
Honestly, I have no idea.
She-Hulk's blood. Her blood
yes.
is gonna be used for bad stuff.
Right. Okay. So did you read through the whole 89 run?
Yes,
You
all
did,
of
okay.
those. All of those I
mean,
read. They didn't deal with so much of that idea of things in that. It was much more about her being a lawyer and representing like mutants and
Mhm.
kind of like non misunderstood superheroes, like kind of that kind of style.
Sure. Well, then
Um
perhaps it'll be more of a side story, or even like a teaser for
Could be. yeah, could
something
be.
coming after the season's over.
Yeah. While we were talking about that, it jogged my memory of, I think, perhaps my favorite moment of this first episode,
Mm-hmm.
which was
When it was over.
we're the old Muppet guys now. I loved when he was like kind of when Bruce was like giving her crap about not understanding like how to control her fear.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she was like, I don't think that you understand. And she's like, no, you don't.
What
You
it's like
don't
to be a
understand what
woman.
it's like to be a woman and how
Yeah.
like we deal
Just
with
laying it all down.
just like day-to-day life, how we are able to control and regulate and
yes.
move through life without just being murdered. Possibly that was the
Yes.
the button of her monologue. But I really
And then she turns into the Hulk anyways. But then like
quickly
turns back
immediately
because she
comes
can-
back
yeah,
down. Yeah.
because she can control it.
Yeah, I really liked that, and I thought that was some great insight and some great sort of explanation of why she is able to like do what she does after only having been a Hulk for a few minutes.
And it just like it was a great prologue episode because it did feel like a thesis
Mm-hmm.
for the tone and the theme of what the show was going to be like.
Yep.
About and also too, I thought it was so great that like when she after she got the car accident and she kind of stumbled away from the car and she like wandered into a bar, like all of these women like
helping
into
her and
yeah, and they were so
Mhm.
helpful and
Yes.
kind and nice. Like that was like so refreshing to see, I think. Like
Oh, I loved that. Yeah, I know. I like kind of
Yeah.
part of me got nervous like when they came in the bathroom that they were going to be like, "Ew, what the hell? Like what's wrong with
Totally.
you?" But they
Yes.
were just like, "Oh, girl, we need to help you out." Like
Yeah, here's some lipstick, here's some this
Like,
and that. I'm just like
they helped her out like it was a very sweet moment and I think that
yeah, surprisingly sweet. Yes.
yeah, and I did appreciate that cuz like, we're about to be we were introduced to Tiana at the very
Mhm.
end there, the part that Jamila Jamil is playing.
Yes.
And
I'm
she's
still so confused. I'm like, what?
yeah, she's I mean, she's a really interesting character that they've I read an article and this is spoiler if you want to plug your ears, I guess, but
I'm ready.
they're kind
I'm
of
prepared to say.
modernizing her character and rather than just
Mm.
making her just like a regular, like random stalker who's obsessed with She-Hulk,
Sure.
she's a social media influencer and her, her thing is that she's like trying to kind of maintain her brand.
Interesting.
So that is
This
a
has been adapted.
yeah. So that I like that because like there's a lot of like Wonder Woman runs as well where there's just like all these like crazy women characters that are just like obsessed with Diana and you're like, okay, but can like we just have some like also maybe normal women
Yeah.
relationships and things? Like I loved her friendship with Nikki.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, played by Ginger Gonzaga.
Yeah, and
And-
it's nice because the prologue kind of like it skipped her I don't know what like her it's like her origin story, but it skipped a lot of the story because
Sure.
we didn't need to see that because like we've seen that story over and over and over.
Yeah,
again,
we'll
where
fill in the
you
blanks.
have to tell the best friend, and the best friend's like, "Oh my God, why didn't you tell me in the first place?" And then
Sure.
You know,
We're good. We're good.
yeah, super fine.
Yeah, but I did absolutely appreciate that and
Yes,
especially
and
this
I love her
this
like reminding her to take off her shoes.
Yes. Yeah. I loved that. Cuz it's like hard sometimes like you watch stuff and it's like okay, there's like two main women in this series or whatever
Yeah.
and they like hate each other.
Yeah.
It's like can we not write that way anymore?
Yes.
Cuz like that's just so ugh.
Overdone
And just like
and
not
perpetuating negativity.
yeah,
and
let's just not do
Yeah.
it. Like if you have the like that it's just not creative.
women
at
already
all.
have it hard enough. Like, let's not be hard on each other.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah, I like the vibes they're going for so far.
Yes, as do I. And as far as like things that like you didn't care for, did you have anything from this first episode that you were like, oh,
That
this
I didn't care for.
or yeah, that
I
you
mean,
were just like, oh, that was weird, or
Well, honestly, I was like the what I said. My general thoughts, like, I think was the and again, it's always this for me and for most people. It's about expectation management.
Mhm.
And part of it is they're marketing it as a comedy. Like this is going to. I mean, I don't know if they didn't say this. This is going to be rip roaring hilarity and riot. Like, we're going to nonstop laugh. I don't think they ever really said that per se, but
yeah, and the
I-
comics are not that way. They're not like hardy horror. But
no.
there's like always like a little bit of like a like
wink,
Dino
wink.
said, like a little like wink and a smirk. Like
Yeah,
this is
a
like this is
smirky
like
comedy.
we're not taking ourselves that seriously. Like we understand that
Yes.
like this is like a story about a Hulk lawyer. Like
Yeah.
like, it's really not serious.
Yes. But I mean, but I did eventually laugh out loud. So
Hey.
so kudos to the writers. The fact that because it's hard to do. It's hard to get people to laugh in general, but especially when they're by themselves. So I know this is only the first episode, so I'm sure it's gonna continue to make me laugh and
Yeah.
enjoy
Speaking
myself,
of things that are incredibly meta, I saw I'm in this like 30 Rock, group of
Stint.
nerds on Facebook.
Oh, nerds.
And somebody tweeted, and it made me laugh so hard. It's like, this is too accurate. So if you've watched 30 Rock, this will kind of be funny to you.
I
If
adore
you
that
haven't.
show.
But
I don't know if I
this-
ever finished it. I'm trying to remember, but I fucking love that show so much.
yeah, it kind of dwindled towards the end there. But it's still very funny, you know.
Yeah.
But this person at Rachel Wilbury tweeted, She-Hulk Attorney at Law sounds like a fake show from 30 Rock that Jenna Maroney would miss rehearsal to be in. And I was like, that is
4,000%.
insanely accurate. Like,
Yes.
like Jenna would be like, doing a like summer stock run or an off-Broadway run of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on their
Easily.
hiatus or something.
Yes.
Which weirdly, one of the jokes in that show was that on the hiatus of the, TGS show is that
Mhm.
Jenna was doing Mystic Pizza, the musical,
Oh, random.
which is like,
Which actually happened.
actually now is a real musical.
That's insane. Oh my
Um,
God.
Yeah, but the joke is that she had to eat like 6 slices of pizza every night on stage, so she like gained a bunch of weight. And Liz was like, "Wait, and you did 8 shows a week? So Jenna, you ate like 4,845 pieces of pizza this summer?" And she's like, "No, that can't be right."
That can't be right. Oh, I miss that show.
Yeah, but
Oh.
yeah, maybe like 6 months ago, Dino, I'm just going to bring him up because even though he's not here, but he was like, "Hey, can you help me out with the self-tape?" And I was like, "Sure." And he sent me the sides, and it was Mystic
Was it for
Pizza, the
Mystic Pizza?
musical.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I cannot believe this is real. I truly
unbelievable.
cannot believe that this is real. This was
Yeah.
a joke. This was a literal joke on 30 Rock.
it's a real fucking thing.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so
30
I don't know. Yeah, I think it because I do have a fairly critical eye, but I tend to try to not be as critical on the first episode,
Sure.
unless there's something's blaringly bad, and nothing. I don't feel like anything was like
like, oh,
glaringly
what the
bad.
heck?
It was-
Why'd they do
yeah,
that?
Yikes!
Yeah,
that was not the right choice. Woof. I don't feel like I ever rolled my eyes. I never. I was just like, I think that they set up the they set up the tone really well to the point where I was just I could sit back and relax and
Yeah.
just enjoy the ridiculousness.
And I
of it
think that's
all.
the hardest part of a new show is being able to establish tone right off the bat.
yeah,
Like that
totally.
usually is something that
And
a
keep it.
show that a show takes, a good 2, maybe 3 episodes for you to be like, okay, this is the show. Like, I know what this is now.
Yeah.
But I think
'Cause
even
honestly, if we want to go back to Miss Marvel, I feel like Miss Marvel set off a really cool, interesting tone,
and then they kind
and
of
then it
changed.
kind of lost it midway. Yeah, because it changed. Which
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but like
yeah, that
I liked,
happens.
I liked the initial tone of it so much that
I
I
did
was like
too.
bummed when it went away. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very like I think we talked about it, like very Scott Pilgrim /
Totally.
Heartstopper, the new, Netflix gay little
I haven't
little
seen it, which I'm a
Daniel,
bad
you
gay,
will love
bad
it.
Gay. I know.
You
I
will
know, it's what
literally
everybody
love
says.
it. It's so good.
Oh God, I know.
You'll love it.
Gay
You'll love it.
I want it.
Happy Pride again since Dino's gone.
Yeah, it's the gays again. Damn it.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I didn't think that there was like anything that was like, oh, this was like out of left field or
Well, and
made
coming
me feel
from
funky.
Coming from a lady who is obsessed with the comics as much as you are, that says something.
Yeah, I like when they stay true to the comics, but then also like continue to like, yes and on top of themselves, continue to like heighten,
Totally.
like increase the stakes, heighten, and that's what I sort of feel is happening here, and I really hope that it continues to
Yeah, it
be
feels like
that
they-
way
they
through the
wasted no
series.
time.
Yeah, they did, and I think
Which is
that's
Well, with only 27-minute episodes, they have to
Sure.
just go for
because
it.
I mean they could have very well been like, we need 2 episodes to do like what we did in this episode, but I think that
Sure.
I think they nailed it.
They nailed it.
We don't need to
They
see
didn't need more than that.
We didn't need to see more training sessions with her and the Hulk. We didn't need to see like
I mean, honestly, they did a masterful job, like, at answering, like, numerous, like, open-ended questions, like, within a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing about why we saw Bruce Banner as Bruce Banner in the end of Shang-Chi, and like, just a lot of different things. And also, like, why all of a sudden his arm was better, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like, it felt, and none of it felt like contrived, or it was just like, oh yeah, that was a great explanation. That was that one sentence you gave.
Yeah,
was
that
all
did
I
it for
needed.
me.
Yeah, totally. Didn't need more than that. So it was very good writing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so too. Good job, Jessica Gao, who wrote
Yeah.
the episode. She's also the writer on the next
Hey,
episode.
lady!
So,
She's the writer of who now?
she's the writer on the next episode as well. It's the same
dope.
same team for the next episode.
Well, that's good. If
Yeah,
it's not broke,
and
don't fix it.
entirely women identifying directors and writers for this whole series. So
Fucking sick.
we love to see it. Yeah, well,
I love to see it.
I mean, to be honest, I don't have a ton more to add other than that I'm just excited for where this is going.
Well, yeah, same. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, God. There's always something.
Sure.
But what was it? I don't even remember. It's
yeah,
very
I mean, we're
sad.
gonna get some we're gonna get some familiar friends in this series.
Thank you so much. We're living on the same planet, because I totally that's what I was gonna say. I was going back to your talking about the comics and about how she gets, like, the more buff she gets when she's training with all these other heroes, makes her stronger as a She-Hulk. So I was gonna say, since we know that she's gonna meet up with Daredevil, perhaps we might get a little bit of that in there. Like, do you think that she's gonna be, like, do you think we're gonna, because do you think that Daredevil is gonna be, like, helping her, like, training her in a sense, like, or
I mean, that'd be cool. It could potentially be another, like, they could have like because they're both lawyers as well. So it's like,
well, and
I'm not
like,
sure. I'm not sure if, like, it's gonna be some. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which direction they're gonna go with that.
Yeah,
but
maybe even a love interest.
I don't know.
Like, they go on a date or something cute.
I mean, she has
Did
like
Daredevil show up in the comics too with her, or is that new?
not in the 89 run.
Not in the 89,
So
okay, gotcha.
possibly in the newer, because there's been current runs of She-Hulk, which I have not read.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I finally saw the OG film of Daredevil.
Oh, you'd never seen it?
I had never seen it, and oh my God. You know what, though? Honestly, I'm glad that I went into it like with everybody's opinion, thinking it was just, like, god-awful, because it wasn't,
Sure.
it wasn't devastatingly awful as I thought it was going to be, but, like...
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah.
The Netflix show was, like, that's
Which
my
I just
favorite show.
started. I can't believe.
Woo!
I'm on episode 3.
Very excited for you. It is a great show.
Yeah. Confirmed in this season. So if you don't want to know this, plug your ears or fast forward about 15 to 30 seconds. We have Tim Roth returning as Abomination.
Yepers.
We have Benedict.
And this was all in the.
This has
commercial.
all been on lines. But if you're
Yeah.
avoiding stuff, I understand.
I
Benedict
have
Wong.
some friends. We have some friends that don't even watch the trailers, which I
No.
find insane.
It's crazy. But
It is crazy.
you know what? Do what you got to do.
To each their own.
Wong will be showing up at some point, so that will be
Which
fun.
is interesting.
It is, and I'm thrilled to see him in this style because I think he's just gonna like
Totally.
plop right in perfectly because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
so snarky and
Uh-huh.
smirky, and
Yes.
yeah, I feel like watching him and Jennifer Walters is gonna be
Yeah, their banter is going to
a very exciting combo.
totally. You know who else I think that, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but like what I want to see them together is Dreyfus. What's her
Oh, Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Yes.
Dreyfus.
Yes, I want to see them together very
That would
badly.
also be great.
Yeah.
Um
And And that's especially since we've got Thunderbolts coming along. Like, I think
Wouldn't be
that's
surprised at all if she popped in some capacity. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I think you know, we get 9 episodes of this, which is fun.
So fun.
The last one
We're getting a lot of Daredevil. Didn't they say it was gonna be like 24 episodes or 21 episodes?
It's a lot.
Crazy?
It's a lot. It's the
blown away
biggest
by it.
it's the biggest Disney Plus series episode count.
Yeah. Holy moly.
But yeah, so we'll be chatting about this
covering it.
through October, which is
And hopefully with Dino. God.
you know, I'm so bummed that his Wi-Fi.
He's in the middle of. We really tried to make this episode happen today. I'm in the car. He's in the middle of nowhere.
We really did.
You know, we did what we could.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap this mother up?
Time to wrap this mother up!
I mean, I love Lamp. It was great. I can't wait for the rest. That's my final thought.
Yeah, mine too. Nothing prolific to say here. It's
Good
fun.
job.
Good job.
Yes.
I
beep,
am
boop, beep.
job.
Yes.
Um,
I am job.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I can't wait, honestly, for like next Comic-Con where so many people are gonna go as She-Hulk. It's
Oh.
gonna be a thrill.
Yes. So many new alphabets.
Oh, maybe I should do a She-Hulk
Limited.
series in my new
The-
green face that I wear at work
Oh.
sometimes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I'm allowed to say this, but
Oh yeah.
yeah. If you go to Disneyland or Disney's California Adventure, you might see a familiar face as Sarge of the Green Army Patrol.
You
And
better
that's-
plug yourself.
That's what I'm talking about, is that my face is green at work.
She's a little army alphabet She-Hulk.
Good old Lesbo Elfie. Um, Yeah, but anyways, this is going to be a fun show, and can't wait to talk about it week by
It
week.
is a fun show.
It already is one. And it already is. And we'll also be covering the Lord of the Rings series.
Is that happening? Are we doing that?
I believe we are.
Oh man, that's very thrilling.
It is. It is indeed.
I gotta get out my Tolkien encyclopedia.
Yeah, we're
I have that.
gonna need it big time.
Oh yeah. boy.
And possibly have some friends who are experts on that
Yes.
come join us, because
Call our friend Stephen Colbert.
definitely give him a
He
call.
hasn't been on the show in a while.
He hasn't. He's been
he
busy.
never calls actually. It's
I don't
really
know
weird.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first episode of She-Hulk. We hope that you enjoyed it like we did, and that
If you
you'll.
didn't-
If you didn't,
Well.
then don't watch it. That's all. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
not for
to.
you.
You don't
It
have
was-
to. There's a
They
million
make
other
it
things
for
to watch.
You. They made it for me.
Yeah. This is Inside the Tauntaun, a podcast in the multiverse of fandom. I'm Alyssa Simmons.
And
That
Dino
was
Nicandros
Dino
here.
Nicandros.
Yeah. and I'm Daniel Dawson.
May the force be with you. Always.
Oh wait. See ya.